Hello, this is Mrs. Ross, and this is Cumulative Test 16A Review. My suggestion, if you're watching this review, is if you need help on any of the problems, that you would watch the review and write down everything that I write down in your spiral so you can use it on the test. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Tim mowed lawns for 2 hours. 2 hours at $7.50 per hour. Then he washed windows for 4 hours at $6.30 per hour. What was his average earnings all 6 hours? So we know we're going to need average is equal to the sum over how many? Okay, so our sum here is going to look a little bit different. I know for 2 hours, he earned $7.50 per hour. And then for 4 hours, he earned $6.30 per hour. And all of that's going to be divided by the 6 hours we have here. So let's go ahead and find that out. So we have 2 times 7.5. So that's 15 plus 4 times 6.3, 25.2 over 6. Add those together, we get 40.2 over 6, which gives me an average of $6.70 per hour. Okay, let me go ahead and change colors. Okay, here we have evaluate x plus parentheses x squared minus xy parentheses minus y, and I'm going to plug this in. So let me just plug in 5 for x and 4 for y. It's just kind of fuzzy. I'm not sure why. So I have 5 plus, let's see, that's 5 squared minus 5 times 4 minus 4. Okay, so we're going to do this first. So my 5 is going to hang out there. This is 25 minus 5 times 4 is 20 minus 4. We're still going to do this first. 5 hangs out, the minus 4 hangs out, so 25 minus 20 is 5 minus 4. Now, since it's addition and subtraction, we can do left to right. So I have 5 plus 5 is 10, minus 4, which is 6. Okay, this says sketch an equilateral triangle. So an equilateral triangle has all sides the same. So I know we're not all great sketchers, but you could somehow indicate all the sides are the same. Now on the test, you may be asked to sketch an isosceles triangle where 2 sides are the same, and you'll want to show which 2 sides are the same, okay? Because we are not Picasso. Or you may be asked to draw a scalene triangle where none of the sides are the same. Then you wouldn't have any of these hash marks. Okay, let's change colors. When Nassim cleaned his room, he found the ratio of clean to dirty clothes was 3 to 4. If 35 articles of clothing, so this is a total here, were discovered, how many were clean? So let's go ahead and do our ratio box, because it says here to use a ratio box to solve 4 and 5. Ratio box proportion cross multiply. We are going to need a total here because it did give us a total in articles of clothing. So I have my ratio and my actual of clean to dirty is 3 to 4. I'm going to add that and get 7. My total articles of clothing is 35. And what am I looking for? How many were clean? So I'll put the X there. All right, I'm going to change colors here. So I'm going to use this line and this line to make my portion. Ratio box proportion cross multiply. So then I'm going to cross multiply. I have 7x is equal to 3 times 35. 7x is equal to 3 times 35 is 105. And I'm going to divide. X is equal to 15. There we go. Awesome. All right, let's change colors here. In 25 minutes, 400 customers entered the attraction At this rate, how many customers would enter in 1 hour? Now, we're going to do a case 1, case 2 ratio box here. Case 1, case 2. Let's do customers and minutes. So let's see, in case 1, we have 400 customers in 25 minutes. Case 2, we're trying to figure out how many customers in an hour, which we have to translate to 60 minutes because we've got to make sure our units are all correct. So this gives us our ratio box proportion, gives us our proportion so that we can cross multiply. So I have 25x is equal to 400 times 60. 25x is equal to 24,000. We're going to divide to get x by itself. Okay, 24,000 divided by 25 is 960. So 960 people came through. All right, number 6 says the diameter of a round skating rink is 15 meters. Find the circumference of the rink to the nearest meter. So we're going to have to round. So here's the skating rink. It's a circle. The diameter is 15 meters. We need to find the circumference. The formula for circumference that uses diameter is pi times d. Since they don't tell us what to use for pi, we're going to plug in 3.14. 3.14 times 15 gives us 47.1, which we round to 47 meters. Okay, I inserted this coordinate plane. So this is the vertices of ABC are A, which is 1, 1. Hello. B, which is 5, 1. And C, which is 3, 3. 3, 3. So this is going to be A, B, C. And this is our original triangle. Okay. It says draw A prime, B prime, C prime. Let me change colors. Translated 6 units to the left. What are the coordinates? So what you're going to be asked for is the coordinates. That's what's going to be graded. So let's see. 6 units to the left, so I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is going to be A prime. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, C prime, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, B prime. Okay. Okay, so let's figure out the coordinates on this. So A prime is going to be -5, 1. B prime is going to be -1, 1. And C prime is -3, 3. Those are 3's. Okay, here it says graph x is greater than -5 on a number line. So 0, there's -5, -1, -2, -3, -4. So this is going to be an open circle on -5 because it doesn't have an equal sign. And this arrow tells us to highlight in this direction. Okay, let's change colors really quick. Natasha found the 14 inches from her knee joint to her hip joint was 1/4 of her total height. So let's go ahead and diagram this. So 1/4, that would mean 14 goes here, and it's asking for her total height in inches. So if we fill in the rest of this, 14 times 4, 56 inches. Okay, if you don't already have this written somewhere, you might want to write it down. But we are dividing and multiplying positive and negative numbers here. And the rules are rules for multiplication and division. Okay, if we have the same sign, like we have in B, we have a negative and a negative, our answer is going to be positive. If we have different signs, like we have over here in A, our answer is going to be negative. So for example, here we have 400 divided by negative 5. 400 divided by 5 is 80. And since this is a positive and a negative, it's negative 80. 7.2 divided by 6 is 1.2, and that's going to be a positive. 15 times 20. Since they're opposite signs, this is going to be a negative 300. And the last one, 1/2 times negative 1/3. So 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 3 is 6. And since it's a positive and negative, that's going to be negative. Okay, it's not letting me go to the next. I won't. Okay, here we go. Okay, let me see if I can do this one, and then I'm going to have to make a part 2. So here, from fraction to decimal, I divide, and I'll show you what that looks like. Decimal to percent, we multiply by 100. Percent to decimal, we divide by 100, and then from decimal to fraction is place value. So here I have 5 over 6, so I'm going to be dividing 5 by 6. And I get a repeating decimal. So what I'd like for you to do is just give me the first few decimals. You don't even have to put the bar over it. That's fine. And then I'm going to multiply this times 100 to get percent. So I get 83.3, which goes right here. Okay. Here I have 6/10, so 0.6 times 100 is going to give me 60%. And if you hear me say 6/10, that's 6 over 10. And then I divide by 2, so I get 3 over 4. Okay, let's see if I can get this one in too. The area of a trapezoid, remember this is not on the wall. This is something that you're going to have on your, in your spiral. 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times height, or 0.5 times base 1 plus base 2 times height, or base 1 plus base 2 over 2 times height. Any of those will work. Here is base 1, here is base 2. Height has to make a 90-degree angle, so there's your height. Let's go ahead and plug that in here. So we have 7 plus 5 over 2 times 6. So I'm going to get 12 over 2 times 6, which is 6 times 6, which is 36. Let's see. Okay, let's see if we can do this one. So these are your is over of. You're going to write and solve the equations for these problems. So 600 is, so we have is over of, 600 goes in the is. 4/9, whenever it gives us a fraction, we just write the fraction. We don't have to worry about if it's in the is or the of, we just write the fraction. And then the of part is x, because what number is x? We don't know. Now you have your proportion and you can cross multiply. So we have 4x is equal to 9 times 600. So 4x is equal to 5,400. Divide by 4, x is equal to 1350. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop there, and we'll start on 14 in part 2.